Hey guys, Jehuty here with another character changelog video for Season 4, and today we're tackling Eddy. First up is his new move, which is a new extension out of back to 3, so with another 3 behind it. And yeah, it does a combined damage of 55, however it isn't a natural combo, so the last hit can be blocked. As you see, it also wall breaks. However, the last hit comes out kind of slow, but more on that later. The other thing you should also keep in mind is that the last hit is negative 14 on block, so it won't be launch punishable necessarily by most of the cast, but you will eat a hefty punisher for throwing out that move by itself. Where you want to be utilizing this move is as his new wall combo, and I think yeah, for that it's a good addition, definitely. So now in chronological order, let's look at the rest of the changes. So first up we have his generic 4, and it's received a damage buff. It used to do 12 damage, now it does 14 damage. That's a nice buff for Eddy. Now we have a change to forward to 3, and what's happened here is that they've changed the frame data a bit, so specifically the second hit, the kick. It used to be 20 frames, but now depending on distance it's now 20 or 21 frames. So that's a slight nerf, but what they've also done, but don't take my word for it, and that is in mid-air, this move used to spin. But as I said, don't take my word for it. And now it doesn't do that anymore, so that's a nerf. And then we have a change to this low poke right here, and it used to do 15 damage, now it does 17 damage. And then the next move is his power crush, change to his power crush, up and back 3. And on block, this move used to be -2, and now it's been buffed to +1. But what you're also seeing a bit now and then is that at tip range, it becomes +2. Now and then you see that as well. So overall, that's a nice buff for Eddy. So now we have a change to up forward 1+2, and specifically only that. And what's happened here is that it's gotten a buff in damage. It used to do 20, now it does 25 damage. However, Eddy has other versions of this move which are up 1+2 and up back 1+2, and they don't get these changes. So it's just forward 1+2 that gets these changes. However, up 1+2 and up back 1+2 also receive their changes, and what's happened is they increase the distance between the character and the opponent when the move hits. So what should happen is that it should now be easier to combo off of them if you're using up 1+2 and up back 1+2, that some Eddy players also use. And so that's overall also a nice change in that regard as well. Now we have up forward 4, and what they've done here is that they've increased the lower range of the attack, and my assumption was that before that there were a couple of low moves which would go underneath it, maybe Zafina's moves, and because of that they have buffed the lower range of the attack, so it shouldn't happen that frequent anymore. So now we have while crouching 1+2, and not with the second hit but just the first one. And they fixed an issue in which the frame advantage was not the same as while crouching 1+2. This sounds a bit confusing, but what they mean is that there were certain instances in that you would use this and the frame advantage would be different than when you would use it with the extension. So now it should be the same. So now let's talk about the extension in itself. So while crouching 1+2, 1+2, and what they've done here is, of course, the second hit has received a buff. It now does 14 damage instead of 12. And this change also carries over to the move out of relax, or negativa stance as it's properly called. You can press down 3+4 to enter negativa stance, and then yeah, you can execute 1+2, 1+2 out of that to also execute the same move. So changes also apply in there. Now we have during sidestep 1+4, and what they've done here is fix an issue in which a move could not be performed using input buffering. So what that actually means is that after this move was executed, you should have been able to, in the recovery frames of the move, buffer another move, and that didn't always work, and now it should work. So lastly we have during relax 3, or better said during negativa 3, so not the 3-4 extension, just the regular 3 by itself. And what's happened here is that it used to be -15, it's now -14 on block, so it's no longer launch punishable by most of the cast. However, it is still very unsafe at -14. So Season 4 concludes with Eddy being slightly buffed, but in comparison to other characters still weak. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also like and share the video if you can, and then yeah, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because I put out content all the time.